Looks like I'm up and going. Greetings to you, viewer from across the tubes. It is I, Gnarly Quack, and I'm working on my TOML parser yet again. Kind of a late night stream for me. It's it's well after midnight now, so this is probably ill-advised, but I haven't really been feeling very well today and spent most of the day sleeping, so figured maybe, well, I'm a little bit wired now, although I guess if I went to go lie down, I'd probably fall asleep. But anyway, guess I'd figured I'd try and get a little coding done. So we'll see how it goes. And considering how things normally go, it'll probably be a little bit rocky. But oh well, there you go. So what I was doing last time was I wanted to change what is this? Oh. Okay. So I had things in a bit of a mess. Off stream, I went in. I had some cleanup with how I'm auto generating all my tests right now. So I kind of committed. I had some cleanup on that. So I kind of committed a few of those changes. And then I was trying to change what sort of what kind of data structures I was returning when parsing with the parse tool, because one of the things I really kind of wanted to work on or implement was well, I guess let me just get into the directories here. I guess I am in the directory. Let me bring up my virtual environment. And then let's just make my tests right now. Oh, actually, everything's gonna be extraordinarily broken, right? Yeah, I think so. But anyway, so what I was saying is one of the things I was wanting to do is so this is like a sample TOML file of like what we're doing, a little bit of what we're doing at work, where we're basically using them for code generation. So then here I just had a little script to kind of mock that out, but the whole thing I want to do is, so not only does this have to be a valid TOML file, but the configuration in here needs to be valid. And so right now my parser is just returning basically just regular old like Python dictionaries. But what I would kind of like to do is have it return like meta information. So if there's a problem in this configuration here, I can still use like the meta information to sort of reference back to where in the file the errors are. So the parser has all that meta information because we're reporting errors. So I was trying to kind of update the parser to have the option to get all that meta information back. And I was just writing this kind of simple example TOML file and this little parser here, which is kind of a simplified version of what I'm actually doing at my work, to sort of test this out or to drive getting this feature implemented. And that was a little bit of a struggle. I didn't really get very far on that, I feel like. Except all these failing tests. Yeah, so most of them had errors included or started causing errors, and the rest had failures. So what I may want to do is actually just kind of like think about this a little bit. And so where am I here? I'm on work. I'm gonna check out a branch called work in progress. Guess I should probably do a valid JIT command. So, and I think what I'm going to do is just commit the changes I've made to the parser, and then basically kind of give it a fresh try it again, essentially. So So why did it commit? Oh, because I put the period in there. See, I'm already up to a, just meant to add, source structure there because that's stuff I wanna probably hang on to. Uh, let's call it that. Okay, so let's go back to work here. And I guess what I kind of want to think about is, so we've got a few cases here. We've got key value pairs. And so that's basically going to be look like key equals value. And so we want meta information on this and this. Basically, I think they're both going to have the same thing, where it's going to look like gosh, it's going to look kind of like we're going to want kind of the line, the character, and then the actual value. So those are going to basically be identical. Don't know what I just did there. But then, right, we can actually return that key is like a well, essentially what this is going to result in is in Python we're going to get key equals some sort of data structure. Basically, I'm going to call it a key value pair, which is going to have the key and the value, and both of those are going to have, right, so this is going to be like, right, this key and this value, and then those are both going to have this information. So that's kind of what I want. Now we have another case here where we have that where this kind of implicitly defines these tables. And so I guess, right, I kind of need everything to be well, what makes this a little hard to kind of just do this one at a time is it seems like it's going to have changes kind of that percolate throughout. Right, kind of needs to be all or nothing. Unless I just kind of do the job of kind of trying to implement this piecemeal, which maybe is a better way to go. I know I feel like doing this all at once would be a little bit easier if this was statically typed. Because one thing to note is if right, if I change, and I guess I might as well just pull up the what I want to pull up, parser, I believe. So where we have parse key val. So if I changed the type that I was setting to this key, and then what I was setting to the table, right? If this was statically analyzed, I would immediately see everything that breaks, and I would just have to go fix it, and it'd be super simple. Well, maybe not super simple, but much simpler. But now, because I'm in Python, I kind of have like an Easter egg hunt to find out, okay, where did I set this? What's that, and what's actually going wrong, you know? But that's the bet I've made, so I got to lay in it. But I'm wondering, so I kind of feel like everything's going to kind of come to a head here. We're reparsing these keys, which I feel like kind of has turned out to really the complicated part of the parser here. And I'm saying like basically every key needs to be what kind of I feel like forces us to be an all or nothing is every key needs to be like the same type essentially. Otherwise, I guess I could put sort of temporary logic in there to sort of handle that, and then just kind of try and go through this one step at a time. Because I guess the thought that I didn't really finish, so that would be here, was right, we can't just really handle this case. We also need to handle like this case and this case. And sort of what, in both of these cases, the values, which is going to be a table, are implicitly created. So, right, we're going to have the key, line character, and value, which will be the key name. And then we're implicitly creating this value, which is going to have this line, I guess, this character, and then the value is going to be like a dictionary here. So those are all going to be implicitly created, and that's for the key value situation. Now we're also going to run into the same thing with table headers, so something like that. And then similarly, we're going to have one, we can have 1, 2, 2, 3. Where this is going to look very similar to this, like all of these are. Right, except I guess in this case, whatever this last sort of leaf key is, it won't be implicitly created. Not that they're really storing that. And then we've got key. So in this case, we're having, well, the key is going to be the key, right? Line car and the key. But then we're going to create two things here. We're going to have a value, which is going to be an array. And then we're going to have that table element that we put in the array. So the array is going to have basically this line and this character, and it's going to be the array. And then we're going to have the value, which is again going to have this line, this character, and that's going to be a dictionary. And then this is going to just then create, I guess in this case, right, this is actually going to be a new key. But in this case, we're just creating that value. And then similar, we're going to have, right, like 1, 2, 3. And I guess we could have, right, the same thing where all of this is going to have so this gets a little bit more complicated because 1 and 2 well, I guess it depends. They are either already exist or what are they doing there? They are, I think, implicitly created. Actually, I guess since I'm back in, oh, my test should run again. Okay, good. So what do we have in our test? Test valid. Let's do this test array, table array. What is this a test of? So this creates B as an array, and then ABC, this creates C as a table here, right? Yeah. And then AB adds a new um, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that references back to that. So AB, so that creates, I guess what I'm, right, this obviously creates, so our example here, not particularly interesting. So either what I'm wondering is not possible, or there's just not an example of it. I guess it's time to pull up the TOML standard here. So what are we doing? We're doing a array of tables. So yeah, this creates physical as a subtable. But I guess my question is, yes, this is obviously invalid, but what if I did, okay. The, so I guess it's not clear to me, is this example ever addressed? Okay, good. So this implicitly creates albums and then songs in there. So yeah, this depends on whether it exists or not. But if not, this is all going to create right, we're going to have the value 1. That's going to be this, and then this, and a table, and then like 2. But then these are all going to be key value pairs, so that's going to look like 1 is well, it's going to be kind of nasty to type out, but I'm just wondering if I can do this kind of piecemeal. So I'm thinking maybe the first thing to do will be completely unrelated to this. Let's go ahead and save that off. So instead of this returning the tokens and the errors, I think I want this to return like true and false, and then that'll determine what the what the second element is. So this is going to turn into something like if iterator.errors, we're going to return false in those errors. Otherwise, we're going to return true and the tokens. And then in the parser here, kind of the same thing. If iterator.errors, return false. Otherwise, return true and that. So here in init, we're going to have valid and result. And then if valid, we're going to have valid result, result, and then we just return valid and result. And I guess we can get rid of that. We have here a parsing, yeah, and then in the lexer, same thing, I guess. But that means now in my tests, I'm going to have to change what this template looks like. So this is the val expected. All this expected to parse. We'll do assert true, valid, and then expected table. We'll do assert equal. Result expected. So here, this is going to be valid result. Same thing here. Key value, if in expected, if the value is not a number, then we want yeah, we want to look up the result and see that that's not a number. Otherwise, we want to assert that the thing is true, and then that's it for that. This is going to go to expected, and then this is going to be I think that should do that. Let me see. Where am I here? So make. Of course, I every time I touch a piece of code, I find a way to break it somehow. Okay, so that might be, oh yes, I'm changed all of those. So we want to we'll return that. Okay. Now I guess comes the hard job. Um, so I guess what we're saying here is we want down here in parse keyval. And what do we get back? We get back the actual value, but here I guess in like parse value, what we want to do is put this in like some sort of value struct or object or whatever you want to call it in Python. So I think the way I'm going to use this is just with like an ordered dictionary or a name tuple. I don't know where ordered dictionary came from. So I guess what I'll do then is we're going to have, I guess we're actually going to kind of since this is going to become part of the interface, I guess we don't want these like private, so we'll have maybe value equals, and I guess I said we want line, character, and value. And then, yeah, I guess I should probably close that. And then we're going to have a key value pair is going to be and that's going to have a key and a value. So then up here, instead of like returning this right away, we're going to set a result here. And then we're going to return, I guess make value, and we'll have result and the, I guess the token that defines that. So we'll put this down here. And that is going to return a, and the value. I guess, I don't know. For whatever reason, I usually like splitting out the return from the assignment of the value. I guess I'll just leave that there. Okay, so now who calls parse value? We get this in an array, and that's just going to stick those onto the array. And then we get this in value where we set that into whatever table we get back from parse key. Let me just see where we're using this here. So we're going to set that to the value. And here, we're going to want to set that to value.value. And then that takes us out of that function. Where are we? Who else was calling this? Parse array was. I think all we do with that is we shove it onto the array. Okay, so that should break a lot of things. But we're not actually changing any keys yet, right? So now we're just setting values. Oops. So let's see here. The table could be... So I guess right now the only thing that I kind of feel like our tests may be okay, other than like we should get failures but not errors. Well, except there you go. So let me see if I can hash this out in an init.py right away. So what I kind of want to do is something like that, where this is going to go to this. This can actually just go to that. And then we're going to have this is going to be the result of parse with meta info. Otherwise, so if it's valid, then we're going to want to return or convert. Result's going to be like convert result. And that function, I guess, will look something like so right now, right, we're not even returning any key value pairs. So I guess from the parser, So if value is an instance of a value, then we'll return value.value. Oh, or actually, what am I doing here? It'd help if I wrote actual Python if if it's a list, then I guess we'll just say result equals that down here at the bottom. Then I guess let's assert that value type is a dictionary. I don't know why I keep wanting to put colons after that, but so let's assert type key is a string right now. We're going to do result key equals convert result value. So what happens if we do that now? We of course have invalid Python. All right, so my errors went from so I wonder why. Let's just look at this test. View. So let us break in let's just break here. On what was that? 17? Let's break on on 15 there. So what do we have for result? Suppose I picked an extraordinarily obnoxious test to do here. Suppose I could do one that doesn't have like 500 items in it. Yeah, like this would be this would have been a nice one to test. So let's try this one. Is this called? We're going to break on 17. I think, were we breaking here at 15? So, that did not seem to break on what we wanted it to break on. Did I just never break on? So we just never broke? So we never broke there, apparently. Why not? Um, I think there's a way I can initiate the debugger from like within the code itself, I think. So okay. Well, what do we think the chances are this actually works? About 0.5%? No, holy cow, it actually worked. Okay, not sure why just setting a breakpoint in there didn't work, but this did, but whatever it takes, right? Just get her done. Okay. So we want to step in there. We have a dictionary. It's not a list. It is. So result is that. Oh, because. Okay. Oh, well, I need to take. Oh, it automatically kicks me into that. So we still have 30 errors. So what do we think is going on here? Of course, because Python is helpful, it refuses to show me the whole diff. So why is this not getting converted? What was the name of that? This, I guess. Set trace. Just set trace. So we have A. Okay. So I guess I see what's going on there. See what that does for us. We're going to need to take out that. Okay. So we actually got that to work. So that's amazing. Um, Baby steps, I guess. Let's restore my tests there. Okay, so I guess now the next thing we want to do is let's get rid of that. Um, and actually, I think I am going to commit this. I feel like the next step will be a bit hairier. Okay, so we've got this case taken care of. Well, kind of. We're not handling the key. But now we want to do keys. So I guess we're going to have to look into parse key here. All right, so what are we doing here? So what if we just right away I wonder where else we're all doing that. Okay, so maybe we could just isolate this all in here. And what are we doing? E-token. So let's change this to make and we'll need the iterator. So this is going to be key equals that. Result equals, that's going to be a value with the key dot line, key dot character, and key dot, I think we just call that value. Return result. So only issue is now what are we passing into key redefinition? This is expecting this token, I guess. This is call all over the place, right? So this we can maybe change that to be a key value, right? In fact, the API, I guess, is actually completely the same. So that may not be a problem. So this is now a value. But here we want to set this to we want to set that to a so we'll take the key and we'll take the value. So that's going to go to make key value implicit. We're going to want the key in there. And then we set the meta info to, well, that expects that may not be an issue. I guess we'll find out. Guess we will find out. So then we do the value in there. Then we pull out the table. Now that is going to be a key value pair. So I think we want to set this to the, if we want to get the table out, and I think that's what we do want to get out. This I'm not sure about. Which I guess that would be a list. Pull that out. Because this might then be a thing. But anyway, so this is going to go to, what do we call it? Link value from key, and that's going to take the iterator. Now the thing here is we don't know. Let's just do that so we can catch ourselves. All right, so I'm curious what that is going to do. Breaks everything because I have an unmatched. So let's take a look at this one then. This one seems to be, well, I don't know. Yeah, so that's what it's called. Okay, so let's step in there. Oh, we're not valid? We're not valid. Okay. What were our errors? Key A has already been defined. So let's restart. Oh. So let's step in here. So A is a key value pair. B is a key value pair. And C is an empty table. So I guess in this is again going to be and give it the key and that value. This is going to go to value.value. So let's just see how that changes everything. Oh. So C is a V. So let's go. So now we have C is a key value pair, and then in the value we have the answer is the answer is a value. So we're going to parse that expression. It's not a key, it is a left bracket. Oh, it's another new line, I guess. Yeah, so step in there. So we want to parse a key here. So the table is not a value. Oh. What is table? It's a key. No, it's a table. All right. This is the test. Parse key is what we want. So key line 4, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Character 2, that makes sense. Oh, so we skip all of this. So what's our meta info? So we are right, we're valid. So that is true. Okay, so it is okay, so we're fine. We're fine here. So the result is now the key is that table should just be a table. So I feel like this might be okay now. Okay. And then yeah, we want to set. Oh yeah, yeah, we're up here. We're up here. Okay, so we're at the end of parts table. Now we've got a new line. We are parsing. We're going to parse this expression. What are we doing here in P? So we got better in there. Yeah. Okay. Dope. So let's. It seems like we're at least getting a valid result now. Let's. Well, we should be done. So I guess we can just kind of step through this. Okay, so we're getting true back. Dope. And we're returning that. If valid, we want to so what do we have now? We need to update our so in this case we have a dictionary, right? Oh, damn it. All right. Step in there. Step in there. So it's not a value, it's not a list. We're in a dictionary. So the result is that. So we're going to have. Right, we want to assert that. Or I guess this is just the value. This is just going to be the value. I think we need to import that then. Actually, I don't think we need to, right, this is going to become a, all right, so let's see what that does for us. Okay, cool. Cool, 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 cool. we know that test is at least passing. So we only have 7 errors now. List object has. So we've got to take a look at something in there. Are we printing anything out here? We are not. So let's take a look at this. This should actually be fairly simple. So, okay, well, yeah, should have just opened that. So, make test. All right. Actually, and where were we bugging here? What are we in? Test extending table. Sorry. Answer that text. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl. Plans are afoot. Not that I actually care about the game. So this is in 197. Oops. So what is going on here? List object has no attribute value. I guess this is what, down here? Oh, so I guess what we'll do is we'll do that. What's that do for us? Maybe I don't even need the debugger here. Down to 2 errors. Uh, 156. Well, so these are invalid cases, right? So oops. So I wonder if I can just do this. What was this before? The table is just a table, so we'll get back. What did I do here? We're gonna do this. That did not help things out at all. So, what are we doing here? This has us down to 2 errors, and that is because in 156 here, oh, that's 156. What's that do? It gets us passing and everything, it looks like. So, so now I guess the last thing is what are we doing in key value pair? I think key value pairs are what did I have open before? Do I still have that open? Yeah, let's take a look at 14. Whatever. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, duh. So answer is a value and better is a value. Uh, but we want to make this a key value with the key and the value, I believe. And I guess this is kind of stupid to pull out another function because this is just going to be... Well, I guess we can do this. So now let's see what happens. So now better is a key value pair and answer is a key value pair. So does that actually jack up the result? It's a dictionary. I guess I'm wondering... And actually, printing this stuff out in here hasn't really helped me. I guess that's all we had. And everything was a table. Yeah, everything's a table so far. That may change. I wonder if that'll change. Maybe it'll help me to print that out now. Guess I'll comment that out. So okay, so we are getting values still. And does that make sense that we're getting values? I guess it does because we're pulling the value out and then converting that. But I guess we could... I guess that would change if... Because at some point... I guess this is what I'm interested in. Let's see what that says. Let's... Don't want to break anymore. So it's a value. Or a dictionary, I guess. And that's probably because we're not... Um, doing that in our array of dictionaries yet. Array of tables. Yeah, same thing. So let's see here. Actually, let's pull up my notes. Oops. So I think we're handling these implicit keys, right? Yeah. So we're automatically making that key a value. Then we are making that a key value. Otherwise, I think the only case here is if this is a list. So we get key redefinition. Otherwise, we're pulling out the table, and then we're getting the next key. If it's valid, we're doing, okay. So now in key value, we get a key, we get a value. If we get a result, we're just setting that, and now we're making that a key value pair. We're handling this here in table. We're creating that table. We're making that probably a bad name for that because we're calling this make it an implicit. But I guess whatever. This is where we're actually creating. This is the only point we're actually creating a value. Otherwise, we're just pulling out an existing one. Okay, so I think the last thing we need to do is this array of tables. At that point, we may actually have everything done. So this is also going to be so that is now a value, or that's a key value pair. I think we can make that a value now because that should be a key value pair. And this is going to be the key and that. Uh, okay, I'm not so sure about that. assert type, and what is that? 435. I guess what value is, let's but help if I put format there. It's dictionary. That's coming from 132. Do I have just a... I do. Value. I guess that doesn't make key value implicit. Yeah, so that was what, 132? Okay. Got some errors, it looks like. Let's just take a look at some of these. I have a feeling 959 characters. That seems like a lot of characters. What is... Let's take a look at some of these. Test array mini. That's kind of a big one. Test array 1. Yeah, let's do that one. Let us do that one. All right, so actually everything in an array item is a value now. I think that's what I expected. Probably did not expect that. But anyway, let's step into it. So we have people. So the key value pair is so maybe for this, right? I don't, maybe we don't actually. So we want to make a value. I think we just want to make a value there. Yeah, let's what was it, like 139 or something, right? make value, make key value. So make, can't remember what I guess it's just going to be make value. And that's going to be value and wait a second. No, not there. Here. Value, that is going to be the state active table, and that is going to be created where the key was. So now everything in an array is a value, right? It is looking that way. Okay. So, gotta get our test back up. So people should be a key value pair where the key is people and the value is an array. And in the array, we've got, I guess, just this one item, which is going to be this table. Yeah, so the value is an array, and in the array is a value. A value is a dictionary. First name is a key value pair. Key is first name, values, and then last name is a key value pair. So I think that makes sense. Did we just pass now? Except for our errors. Except for our errors. What's going on in here? Table, value object does not support item assignment. Well, let's take a look at what's going on in here. Test array, table array. So, okay. Well, this is valid. Maybe we can just sort of narrow this down a little bit. What are we printing out at this point? We're not printing anything out. So 122. This is in array table. See what that tells us real quick. So this would be the problem here. Let me guess, that's happening 3 times. It is. So how are we, what is causing that? So let's just see, 123, 107, so we're setting B. Doink. So we've been making sure we are returning a table, right? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a second. That's not. But I think I was saying, or I don't know if I actually even said it. Why do I keep ending up? Okay. Um, I think we need to do that. Okay. So, are we done? It's possible we may be done. Which would be kind of surprising to me. But I guess, I mean, that did take a couple hours, I guess, but stepping through it methodically seemed to help. But so, right, we're always getting. And then here, name value type. Oh, I guess, okay, so it looks like we were passing. So that's dope. So now, So I'm not quite sure where I left off with that. Got this as an executable, right? Oh, yeah. Is that it? Parse with meta info. Oh, parse. I guess I need to. Okay, so actually, see if we're getting back here. That all seems okay. So what are we doing? If parsed, we want to validate our configuration. Um, then we want to validate. So what are we doing? We're in fields. So validate identifier. Oops. So key value, we should be getting, right, 70, well, we're in properties here. Okay, and so then validate properties. So properties is a key value pair, right? What do we have? Key value pair name. Yes, properties is a key value pair. So for property, I think something like that. So then we want to validate property. So what are we getting here? We're getting Actually, I guess I gotta set. Yeah, so this is a key value. So we want. So property should be a value. Uh, okay. Uh, well, I don't know, it's just because I'm tired, or maybe this isn't. Sorry, when you validate this identifier, what are we getting back? We're getting back. So TOML is just a dictionary. So we're getting a key value parent, validate identifier. And I suppose what and we expect properties here. To be an array, right? So this value is going to be, yeah, an array. So for property and value, then we want to validate that property. So down here in validate property, that is going to be oh, I see what it is. So property, I believe, should just be It's a value. It is a value. So we need to check out these validate. We need to check out this validate type function. But we want to return that that's kind of what we're looking for. That is kind of what we're looking for. Now, the thing is here, right, if I do, like I think before I had that, contains invalid, so we want line value.line character value.char. That's basically what we want. That is a payoff of all of that. And then maybe recall it a wrap tonight because I think I've actually got that done. And I'm just wondering if there's kind of a way to maybe clean that up a little bit. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know really how to make that any simpler than it is, but it just seems a bit like verbose, because the other thing is right. So here where we have for key, string object has no attribute value. What? 81. So like that's not right either. Oh yeah, so this is just a dictionary, right? Um, where am I calling this from? Up here, I guess. Oh yeah, I'm getting, so that's just a dictionary. Okay. So eight, right? Eight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Um, yeah, that is that. 16. Unrecognized key comment. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of working like I wanted to. I guess again, what doesn't help is kind of with these little bit more complicated types, having a type declaration there would help quite a bit. But I think I'm gonna call that I don't know if I'm gonna commit this stuff because it's not really part of the repo. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna call that a stream. Probably bedtime for me. If anybody's lurking or watching the VOD after the fact, appreciate you checking it out or hanging out. Until next time, I bid you peace and take care. See ya.